Derrel Jazz Johnson, the Gospel Herald, CitySportsReport.com, here with Mr. Bob Lanier. How are you doing today, Bob?
I'm a little warm. It's a little toasty out here, but it's such a great cause with Share Our Strength and the New York City Department of Education partnering to bring summer meals to kids that need it in the city of New York.
Now you're a NBA Hall of Famer, but this was like a Hall of Fame group of people who give back to the community. Yourself, the mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio, was here. Felipe Lopez as well, along with 10 players who are going to go into the NBA draft tomorrow. How important is it for these youngsters who are about to embark on the biggest step in their lives to see how they're supposed to get back?
Well, it's not even just to see, but partake in it. They embraced this NBA Cares venue. It will mean a lot to them, and this is a first journey of getting them started to qualifying to make a difference in the lives of others.
Mr. Lanier, what are your memories of the 1970 draft? 5 All-Stars in that top 5 with yourself, Pete Maravich, Rudy Tomjanovich, Sam Lacey, and Dave Cowan. Talk about how special that group was and your memories of being picked number 1 overall.
Well, first of all, I was surprised to be picked number 1 because I was come out of the hospital. I tore my knee up. As you can see, I still got that vast scar. And I was in a hospital bed at the time because I had tore it up during the NC2A the game just before the finals. It was the Eastern Regional Finals against Villanova. And so I figured from talking to my parents and talking to others that, nobody would take a chance on me. But it surprised me that Detroit picked me number 1. I just wish I would have had a chance to work on my knee getting better long before I went to training camp. I probably should have taken that first year off. I think it would have been better for me in hindsight, our organization, and for basketball, period.
I see you, Marcus. About the lack of post-play, interior play, especially defensively, and especially lack of a post-game in general offensively. Talk about how it's important for these young athletes, even though they're not centers, to be able to cultivate that game to be able to have a long-lasting career.
Well, if we remember one great play when Kareem got hurt, the Laker championship against Boston, I believe it was. Was it Philly? Philadelphia. And who was the guy? I think it was, but you might be right. But the reality of it is, who was the guy, a guard, 6'9" guard, took it to the rim with a big-time hook? That's pivot play. So you don't have to be a pivot player to do that. He grew up with those skills. Somebody taught him those skills. These kids, we got a lot of European influence now. Guys want to step back, shoot the 3, elongated forwards playing center position, and they're freak athletes. So, you got to let them do their own skills, but I still think you got to teach the game from inside out.
What are your impressions of the 10 guys that were here today on the basketball court?
Hey, you know what? They're all great players in their schools. They're all college, probably all Americans. They're dream makers. Another dream that they have is about to come true, but the most important part for us at the NBA is that you use your celebrity to the greater good. And this is a great start being here at PS 111 for them to interact with kids, work on basketball skills, talk about nutrition and health, and share stories with them, because this is what they're going to be doing for the next, hopefully, 10 or 12 years of their life.
Who was your toughest cover?
Wow. I came into Wilt at the end of his career. He was just trying to be an assist man. So I got to say Kareem was my toughest cover because, if you got on the left side of him and he drop stepped on you, what are you going to do? Dunk. And if you didn't get on the left side of him, sky hook. So you had to pray a lot and plead a lot for your teammates to help you.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
As an NBA Cares ambassador, what inspires you to keep doing events like this, and what motivated you to start it at the beginning?
What started me was my mother way back in church doing. We would do food services for the hungry in Buffalo, New York, where I grew up, and at my mother's church. And it became a habit. Got in my DNA, and luckily at the NBA and our NBA Cares program, they've allowed me to get involved and participate and talk to kids all around the world, and work with our players and these people in our NBA family.
So it sounds like that your faith in being in the church is something that led you to this point. How important has your faith been to you throughout your life? or can you?
Now think about this. In what I do,
Yeah.
and what I did, and what I'm doing now, you got to have faith and prayer and never give up. And you gotta call on a higher being. If you can't do that, then woe be to you.
We'll keep inspiring people out there. It's great work that you've been doing for a long time as an ambassador for NBA Cares, and it's great that you're pulling in younger players like Felipe to be here and to learn from you. It's great watching you interact with the kids. They're a natural with you.
I tell you what, I think in all hindsight that the Lord put me and has watched over me because I got more work to do. He wants me to touch people's lives and young people's lives. So, as long as I can do that and I stay close and keep my faith, I'll be all right.
All right. Thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it.